Hello everyone, I'm Alex and today is December 30th. We just finished dissecting our brain a little bit ago and now we are on to our eyeball. So before we get started, here's my little cheat sheet full of features, nothing else on there, and let's get started. So I actually had a lot of fun with this dissection. We can kind of piece this back together. So when you look at your eye in general, right off the back there, you have that optic nerve. So that's what runs from your eye to your brain. That's what sends all those visual information to your brain and allows it to get processed. On your eye, on the very front part of it that we can see, that we normally look at, you have this clear, I'll try and show you without getting, you have this clear coating right here, and that is your cornea. And as you can see, I've kind of actually like cut a little piece of mine off just to make it easier to see inside. So that is that kind of protective clear coating that covers your eye. You then have your pupil, which is the opening, which when you look in our eyes, when you're just looking at somebody, it's the pupil is that dark circle right in the middle. And then surrounding that pupil is the iris, which is that colored section. And then you have the lens, which sits right in the middle of your pupil, and that's where all the light and everything is focused when it's coming into your eye. So between the lens and your cornea, if you can see, that section right there is the anterior cavity of your eye, and that is what's typically filled with your aqueous humor. So it's a very thin fluid. It's quite slick, but it's very, very thin, and it comes out kind of looks like water, but it's actually much slicker in a sense. So once you get past the anterior portion of the eye, you get into the posterior section, or posterior cavity, excuse me. So we can kind of see, here's the best section here for you. I'm going to try my best to show it. So you have, on your eyeball, you have three layers. You have your sclera, which is that outermost portion of the eyeball. You have your choroid, which is the inner layer, and then your retina, which is the inner layer. So on my eyeball, you can see the sclera, which is that very most outer layer, and then you can see the choroid, which is that what looks dark on the screen, and then you can also see the retina kind of floating around in there. Inside the retina, so inside that entire posterior cavity, is this vitreous humor. I don't know if you can see it, it's still kind of floating around in there. There we go. That right there, that is your vitreous humor. And that is a very, very thick fluid. It kind of feels like slimy jello, but that fills the posterior cavity of your eye. So there it is, the inside of an eyeball, just a really quick overview of it. Hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you later.